Hello everyone, I am Dr. Alok Singh Thakur. Here in this video lecture, we are going to discuss about the enantioselectivity in ADME under the topic of stereochemistry and drug action. As we know, the enantiomers of a chiral drug occurs in the different optically active form, and due to this different optical active form, they have the different interaction efficiency with enzymes, protein receptors, and other catalyst. It can be a biocatalyst also. So here we can say that the different enantiomers have the different interactions, and this is actually the interaction of the chemical structure with the active site, either onto the enzyme or onto the protein or onto the receptor site. This interaction leads to be the different activity, like they have the different pharmacological profiles, they have the different pharmacokinetic profile, different metabolic profile. They also may have the different immunological response. Biological system can recognize the two enantiomers as two very different substances, therefore it respond towards the structure in a different manner. Okay, so as we know that the ADME is containing the four different parts: absorption, distribution, metabolism, and elimination. These are called the pharmacokinetic parameters, and the enantioselectivity or stereoselectivity can also be divided accordingly. Like in case of absorption, there is selectivity can be occurs into the passive intestinal absorption. It can also be selective in carrier transported system, like the transport or the during the absorption. The stereoselectivity may occurs in the absorption process. In case of distribution, the stereoselectivity can either be affected by the protein binding or tissue distribution. In case of metabolism, it can either be the first pass metabolism or phase 1 and phase 2 metabolism. So in case of first pass metabolism, which may be occurs during the oral administration of the drug, there is a different selectivity may be occur that some drug are going through the first pass metabolism or some are not, and it can include with the phase 1 and phase 2 metabolism system. And then after that, the stereoselectivity may also be occurs during the elimination process that we discuss in the later. Okay, so first, if we look the stereoselectivity in the absorption. So first of all, we have to know that any racemic drug, as we know that racemic drugs are optically inactive, so racemic drugs absorption appears to be by the passive diffusion, and it not provided any stereoselectivity because it containing the both the dextro and the levo enantiomers, and their diffusion is occurs by the passive diffusion, and there is a no effect is occurs either the compound is dextro or levo, because in the racemic drug it is containing the both type of enantiomers. And if it is the carrier mediated transport system, the stereoselectivity is definitely occurs, like in the intestinal absorption, the enantioselectivity or stereoselectivity is definitely takes place. So we have to remember that in case of passive diffusion there is a no stereoselectivity occurs, but in case of intestinal absorption, which is a carrier mediated or active transport mechanism, it is certainly having the stereoselectivity or enantioselectivity. We have few examples, like here the first example is about the methotrexate, which is an anti-cancer or anti-neoplastic compound. The levomethotrexate is better absorbed than the dextromethotrexate. At least we can say that it is the 40% more area under curve, means having the 40% more absorbed than the dextromethotrexate. Similarly, we have another example of the levodopa, which is more rapidly absorbed than the dextro form of the dopa. We have another example of the atenolol, which is a beta blocker. The two different enantiomers of the atenolol having the differences of the 15% of the bioavailability after the absorption. Even if we talk about the racemic mixture regarding the pharmacological activity, we can say the one enantiomers in the same racemic mixture having the different activity than the other enantiomers. For example, if we talk about the warfarin, the S enantiomers or the levo enantiomers of the warfarin is 5 times more active than the dextro form of the warfarin, and this maybe occurs due to the differences into the absorption or the bioavailability of the warfarin. Similarly, if we talk about the different type of action would be occurs, for example, the alpha propoxyphene, the dextro form of alpha propoxyphene having the analgesic effect, while the levo form of alpha propoxyphene has the antitussive effect. So in the second example, we can see the different enantiomer of the same structure may also have the different pharmacological activity, and it is also possible that the different enantiomers of the same drug may have the similar effect, but due to their different absorption rate or bioavailability having the different intensity of activity. So the potency difference may be occurs due to the difference into the absorption as well as the enantiomers, different enantiomers having the different pharmacological effect also. In case of distribution, if we talk about the stereoselectivity or enantioselectivity in the drug distribution, it is also the distribution also affected by the stereoselectivity certainly, and this distribution is different for the different enantiomers, maybe either due to the binding of their drug or enantiomers with the different rate either to the plasma or the tissue proteins. So as we know, the drug binding in a reversible manner to the plasma protein is generally occurs in the blood, and that is bind generally with the two different type of protein, either with the human serum albumin protein or with the alpha 1 acid glycoprotein, which is in short is called AGP. So we have to know that acidic drug is preferentially bind with the human serum albumin, and the basic drug is generally binds to the AGP or acid glycoprotein. The enantiomer may display the different magnitude of stereoselectivity is certainly due to the how much drug is binds with the proteins present into the plasma. For example, the R propranolol binding to the albumin is greater than the S propranolol. That is, with the albumin actually means the dextro form of propranolol is having the higher binding affinity towards the albumin than the S propranolol, while in case of the acid glycoprotein, the S propranolol has the higher binding affinity than the R propranolol. So the distribution is depend upon how much the drug is binds with the protein, and after binding with the protein they are slowly released from the proteinous site. Similarly, we have the another example of the S warfarin, where the S warfarin or the levo form of warfarin is extensively bind with the albumin as compared to its dextro form. And in case of levocetirizine, the levocetirizine, as we know, the levocetirizine is a very common drug and it has the higher potency, and the levocetirizine has the smaller volume of distribution than its dextro isomer. Okay, so if we talk about the stereoselectivity in the drug metabolism, the difference in the metabolism of the different enantiomer is certainly occurs due to the drug metabolizing enzyme interaction. Means the different enantiomers having the different intensity for binding with the drug metabolizing enzyme, and if the drug binds with the metabolizing enzyme, their metabolism is occurs respectively. So in case of a racemic mixture, out of the two enantiomer, if the one having the higher intensity to bind with the enzyme, that respective compound will definitely be metabolized faster than the other. So individual enantiomer of a racemic drug often are the metabolized at the different rate, that how much of the drug is binded with the enzymes. For example, the positive enantiomer of propranolol undergo the more rapid metabolism than the negative enantiomer or levoenantiomer, because the positive enantiomer having the higher affinity for the binding with the propranolol metabolizing enzyme. Similarly, in case of allylic hydroxylation of the hexobarbital, means the hexobarbital undergoes the hydroxylation reaction. So allylic hydroxylation of the hexobarbital occur more rapidly with the dextroform or the R negative enantiomer in the human. The stereoselective term is occurs because the substrate or the metabolizing enzyme having the very selective response at the active site for the particular type of enantiomers. Therefore, the stereoselectivity term is given to this topic. If we talk about the example of the stereoselectivity in drug metabolism, we can see that the different drug are undergoes the metabolism and give the different product, like the two different form of warfarin yielding the two different metabolic product. For example, the S isomer of warfarin yields the 7-hydroxylated compound, means it is the aromatic hydroxylation reaction, while the R form is undergoes the reduction state where the keto molecule is converted into the alcoholic form. Means we can see the difference between the metabolism of the S isomer of warfarin R isomer. So the S isomer of warfarin is yields the aromatic hydroxylation reacting compound, means 7-hydroxylated compound, while the R isomer of warfarin undergoes the aliphatic reduction reaction and yields the alcohol. So S isomers give the phenolic compound and R isomers give the alcoholic compound. Apart from the enantioselectivity, there is another term is there, product selectivity. In case of product selectivity, during the metabolic or the biotransformation process, sometimes there is a new asymmetric center is generated into the metabolite, and the one of the isomer is formed in the dominant amount than the other. So this is called the product selectivity or stereoisomeric product selectivity. In case of bioreduction of ketone of xenobiotics are generally produced the predominantly one stereoisomeric alcohol over the other. For example, the S hydroxyhexamide from hypoglycemic agent acetohexamide, which is the preferential over the D hydroxyhexamide product. So S form is produced in the dominant amount over the dextroform. Similarly, the beta naltrexone is formed from the naltrexone in the dominant amount than the 6-alpha naltrexone. So this is called the product selectivity. Here we have few more examples. So in case of oxidation biotransformation, we have the example of the product selectivity. When the phenytoin is going the hydroxylation reaction, it gives the S form and R form. So here we can see the S form of the phenytoin is produced in the 90% as compared to the R form, which is only produced in the 10%. So this conversion, this metabolic product of the phenytoin S form and R form, the S form is produced in the dominant amount. the product selectivity may also be occurs into the geometrical isomers, and it can also be different with the different races. For example, if we talk about the metabolism of the pentajocin, the allylic hydroxylation of the N-butynyl side chain of the pentajocin is converted into the two alcoholic forms, cis form and trans form. In case of human, mouse and monkey, the cis form, the trans form is predominantly formed, while in case of rat, the cis alcoholic form of pentajocin is more convert into the more favorable amount. In case of excretion, the stereoselectivity is also depends upon the protein binding of the drug that may influence the glomerular filtration, passive reabsorption or active secretion or reabsorption of the drug. So here we have example of the quinine, which has the two different enantiomeric form, quinine and quinidine. So in case of quinine and quinidine, the quinine and the quinidine clearance ratio is 1:3, where the quinine is cleared 24.7 ml per minute, while the quinidine is excreted 99 ml per minute. So the rate of clearance of the quinidine is more as compared to quinine, which are the enantiomer of each other. It is not only about the enantioselectivity. The rate of excretion is also depends on the presence of the other drug which is taken as a regimen or taken as the combination with the major drug. Like the here we have example of the pindolol, where the S enantiomer is 30% greater rate of excretion as compared to R enantiomers, and this excretion, both the renal and the tubular clearance of the pindolol is totally depend on the cimetidine, where the renal and the tubular secretion clearance of both enantiomers is inhibited by the cimetidine, but at the different rate. So thank you everyone. So we have covered all the aspects: absorption, distribution, metabolism and excretion in case of a different enantiomeric compound. So enantioselectivity may affect all the pharmacokinetic effect of aspects of the drug. Thank you.